Hi, Eva.
Hey, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Today is August 2nd, and we have a small crew at the church putting together ditty bags for the homeless. And today's sermon is We Never Left the Garden. So if we could all say this together. We light this chalice for the web of life that sustains us, for the sacred circle of life in which we have our being, for the earth, the sky, above and below, and for our Mother Earth, and for the mystery. And Scott's lighting our chalice. Thanks, Scott. Water, earth, air, fire. Water, nurturer of life, sustainer of growth, basic to every living thing. Earth, where every seedling takes root, the ground of our being, our home and point of outlook. Air, in every breath, we acknowledge the atmosphere wherein we live, the elixir of our existence. Fire, thwarter of cold, light against the darkness, symbol of the burning human spirit. Water, earth, air, fire. These signify the larger unity of all life and the glory of creation wherein our spirits are embraced.
Awake now my senses and hear the earth call. Feel the deep power of being in all. Keep with the web of creation your vow, giving, receiving as love shows us how. Awake now my reason, reach out to the new. Join with each pilgrim who quests for the true. Honor the beauty and wisdom of time. Suffer thy limit and praise the sublime. Wake now, compassion, give heed to the cry. Voices of suffering fill the wide sky. Take as your neighbor both stranger and friend, praying and striving their hardship to end. Wake now my conscience, with justice thy guide. Join with all people whose rights are denied. Take not for granted a privileged place. God's love embraces the whole human race. Wake now my vision of ministry clear. Brighten my pathway with radiance here. Mingle my calling with all who will share. Work toward a planet transformed by our care.
All right. If you had something from this week that was a joy or concern, feel free to raise your hand and I'll call on you. You can share it with the group. Linda, and make sure you unmute.
about Bob, and he fell and hurt. We're not sure. Looks like his back, but he can't walk without quite a lot of pain. So he's using a walker to get around just for basic needs. He's not going out and walking around or driving, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks, they're going to do something to some shots they hope to begin with in the back area. So just keep him in your mind. Think about him being staying positive. Thank you.
Thanks. Anybody else? Oh, Mary? You have to unmute. There might be a little box asking you if you want to unmute.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
Thank you. I was clicking, but nothing happened. Well, of course, I'm thankful for medical care and the good treatment. Many kind people here, and looking forward to getting out, hopefully this week. So that's it. I'm happy for the opioids that let me sleep for 3 days in blissful peace. Okay.
Thanks. All right. Anybody else? I'll give a joy. I just want to, I don't know, I'm so happy that everybody was able to contribute and that we were able to get 100 bags. I think that's like super awesome. So thanks everybody. Judy?
Yes, I have a concern. One of my favorite nurse friends has recently contacted COVID, so asking for prayers for her.
Gotcha. Thanks. All right. If there's no more. Is Scott about to give one? No, okay. If we could all say this together. For the joys shared, we join you in celebration. For the sorrows and concerns spoken here, may you feel our sympathy and compassion. For all that remains unspoken, both joy and sorrow, may the caring of our community offer you both kindness and hope.
Offer you both kindness and hope.
Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When through simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we will not be ashamed to turn turn will be our delight, till by turning, turning we come round right. When we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight, when true simplicity is gained. To bow and to bend we will not be ashamed. To turn, turn will be our delight, till by turning, turning we come round right.
I pledge allegiance to the earth on which I stand, and to the environment of which I am a part, one planet in a process, with soil, water, and air, like one body, indivisible, with resources to be cherished and protected by all. If we could all take a short time to meditate. Spirit of life, mysterious power in all creation, we stand before you now, as countless others have stood asking that you make yourself known to us. Let us find you in the glories and wonders of the world, and in the moments of great joy and ecstasy. But most of all, let us find you in the commonplace, in that which we touch every day. Let us find you in the familiar, in those whom we touch every day. Let us find you in ourselves, at the center of our being. Teach us in the careless, casual moments when we do not ask to be taught, and let us know that we are indeed part of the mystery. Amen. You could slowly start to come back. Thanks, Bruce.
You're welcome. Thanks so much, Bruce.
All right. I will read the regular text. If you could all read the bold text. For the love of all began with the world.
All of nature is sacred.
Sacred.
I'm not saying
Every creature is a thinking, feeling being.
We are blessed with
Blessed with
infinite
wondrous variety.
We are part of nature and of every being on the planet. What we do to one affects the many.
in this
In
web
this
of
web of existence, we are each a strand. Pushing and pulling moves the fabric of our world.
Each bird and insect, each fish and four-legged creature, all are our siblings.
Let us treat them as we would one another.
compassion and dignity.
Dignity, understanding,
understanding and
The love that we show each being radiates outward, a beam of kindness and caring that can be felt with the heart.
and in turn,
Our
hearts
thoughts
Breathe
that
that
love
love
from
from each
within.
being, and it echoes onward
echoes
to eternity.
Onward to eternity.
We never left the garden. When was the last time that you went walking barefoot in the grass, or picked up a dandelion blossom gone from yellow to white to blow the seeds into the air, or dangled your feet in a cold mountain stream, or walked on a sandy beach, or stopped to gaze at a full moon, a star-studded sky, or a rapturous sunset? When was the last time that you listened for birdsong, or lay on the ground gazing upwards at the clouds to see what Rorschach images they were forming for your amusement and your amazement? When was the last time that you dug in the earth, or picked up a stone or a pebble and really looked at it, or rescued an earthworm from the rain-drenched sidewalk that it might find its way back into the cool earth? When was the last time that you touched the earth so that the earth might touch you? What do you know about the sacred circle of life, or living in harmony with the rhythms of nature? Unitarian Universalist minister Marnie Harmony wrote, "I say that it touches us that our blood is seawater and our tears are salt, that the seed of our bodies is scarcely different from the same cells in seaweed, and that the stuff of our bones is like coral." Is she right? Do those correspondences touch you? Chief Seattle said, "This we know. The earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. All things are connected like the blood that unites us all. We did not weave the web of life. We were merely a strand in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves." His words echo through our seventh principle, which calls us to affirm and promote respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. Not only did creation not end, in truth, we still reside within the Garden of Eden, for how else can we describe this blue-green gem of a planet without using the word paradise? It is telling that some of the utopian movements in America sought to create a kind of Eden. The Pilgrims envisioned America as a new Eden. George Ripley, a Unitarian minister and literary critic, founded the Brook Farm community west of Boston in 1841. He hoped that it would become an agricultural Garden of Eden. Aidan Balu, a Universalist minister, who later became a Unitarian minister, founded the Hopedale community on a farm west of Milford, Massachusetts in 1842. Balu wrote, "The earth so long a slaughter field shall yet an Eden bloom." Thoreau only visited Brook Farm once and never joined, regarding it as little more than a boarding house. Thoreau's sojourn at Walden inspired some later utopian experiments. The image of the Garden of Eden as an idyllic place persisted. Singer-songwriter Joni Mitchell wrote in her 1969 song, Woodstock, "We are stardust, we are golden, and we got to get ourselves back to the garden." Thoreau wrote in his journal, "Celebrate not the Garden of Eden, but your own." In a way, Walden was Thoreau's Eden. We know that Thoreau lived in that cabin on Walden Pond for 26 months. We also know that he began keeping a journal in 1837 at the age of 20 at the suggestion of Ralph Waldo Emerson. The journaling continued for 24 years, and eventually he penned 2 million words in his journal. How many more words he expressed in conversation with others like Emerson? How many more words comprised his thoughts while in solitude? It is true that Thoreau began writing what would become Walden while he was living in the woods. Yet it is as true that he began writing the book when he wrote those first words in his journal. This made his first entry in his journal on October 22nd, 1837. It was thought to be a response to a remark by Emerson, "What are you doing now?" He asked, "Do you keep a journal?" "So I make my first entry today." Mary Oliver declined to go on a day trip to Walden Pond at the invitation of some of her friends. Instead, she wrote the poem Going to Walden, noting, "It isn't very far as highways lie. I might be back by nightfall, having seen the rough pines and the stones and the clear water. Friends argue that I might be wiser for it. They do not hear that far-off Yankee whisper. How dull we grow from hurrying here and there. Many have gone and think me half a fool to miss a day away in the cool country. Maybe, but in a book I read and cherish, going to Walden is not so easy a thing. As a green visit, it is the slow and difficult trick of living and finding it where you are." Oliver's sentiment about the slow and difficult trick of living is echoed by Kentucky farmer and writer Wendell Berry in his poem Work Song Part 2 of Vision. Berry writes, "If we will have the wisdom to survive, to stand like slow-growing trees on a ruined place, renewing, enriching it, then a long time after we are dead, the lives our lives prepare will live, here their houses strongly placed, upon the valley sides. The river will run, clear as we will never know it. On the steeps where greed and ignorance cut down, the old forest, an old forest will stand, its rich leaf fall drifting on its roots. The veins of forgotten springs will have opened. Families will be singing in the fields. Memory, native to this valley, will spread over it. Like a grove, and memory will grow into legend, legend into song, song into sacrament. The abundance of this place, the songs of its people and its birds, will be health and wisdom and indwelling light. This is no paradisal dream. Its hardship is its reality. Barry offers a different version of what is possible. Even though he states that his vision is not a dream of paradise, many people reading his poem will conclude that its utopian aspirations make it, by definition, unrealistic. Barry, however, casts his vision between two caveats, articulated respectively in the first and last lines of the poem. He begins provisionally by saying, "If we will have the wisdom to survive," and he ends provisionally by concluding that the hardship of bringing this vision into being will be its reality. His vision for the future is possible, but challenging to create. It will require an evolution in human consciousness in which we rediscover our radical dependence upon the earth and the earth's radical dependence upon us. Our survival depends upon fundamental changes in how we live, as well as wisdom rather than cunning or power or wealth or denial of reality. Marie Oliver wrote in her poem, "When Death Comes," "When it's over, I want to say all my life, I was a bride married to amazement. I was the bridegroom taking the world into my arms. As I think about my own life, I know that I began taking the earth into my arms when I was very young and have remained perpetually amazed. I remember the joy of rolling down a grass-covered hill. I remember picking violets and dandelions, lovely bouquets for my mother. I remember the birds feeding in my grandmother's backyard and her perpetual war with the starlings that were so greedy, pushing aside the smaller birds. I remember the delicate African violets that my great-grandmother grew in her basement. I remember the worn-out woods near my grandmother's house, the legacy of coal mining where I often seek solitude. I remember the Allegheny River in Pittsburgh that created in me a love of rivers. I have been companioned by trees, birds, flowers, rivers, and so much more. My experiences in nature and the resulting memories have accumulated over a lifetime. From a young age, I knew that I was a part of the earth as much as I was a part of my family and of every community to which I have belonged. And what of you? Where is Walden for you, and where is Eden? Is the earth your home? Is she your mother? Is she your Alpha and Omega, your origin and your destiny? Does she merit your reverence? I hope that she does. The seventh principle is not a platitude. It is a radical call to action grounded in profound respect. Johanna Macy writes, "Each of us can be the catalyst or tipping point by which new forms of behavior spread. There are as many different ways of being responsive as there are different gifts we possess. May our respect for the interdependent web of existence of which we are a part honor the earth. May our respect deepen into something so profound that the earth becomes sacred to us. May this deep respect transform our actions so that our very living becomes a touch that caresses the earth."
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and by this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and by this we live.
Thanks, Bruce. If we could all say this together. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And let's see if we can get Scott to blow out the chalice. Hey, Scott. Can you blow it out?
Oh, God.
Thank you. Awesome. All right. I said this already, but I'll say it again. Thanks to everybody who contributed. I think it was really awesome that y'all did that. And we were pretty successful, as you can see, of all the stuff in the background. And after this, if I'm not sure how many are left, but they may need help. So you're free to go help out if you wear a mask. We'll still take any volunteers to read sermons. I think we have an opening on the 9th, if anybody is inclined. I don't think we have any guests, so I don't think we need anyone to sign the guest book today. So, like I said, the 9th is open. Kira will be doing the 16th, the Spirit of Creativity, and Linda will be taking the 23rd with some writings from Forest Church. And I believe the 30th is going to be Carol. So today we're assembling bags. Tuesday, we have a board meeting at 6 p.m. and I still need to send the agenda out, but I will try to do that today. If anybody has anything, they can send it to me. All right, and we can close out.
May I who led me true unto thee, one in my thoughts, my words, and every day. I was born free, a never-changing river is what I am, and neighbor, so are you. We have the power through laughter, love, and tears to face all fear and live forever free. I live forever.
There are miles behind you and many more ahead. As you journey on toward wholeness, may all that is good and true guide your way. May the joy of love lighten every step, and the miracle that is life be ever in your sight.
Thanks so much, Hunter.
Thanks, Bill.
When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. And when I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Testament, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament, I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
I don't know if the crew there can hear. Can y'all hear me? How many y'all got so far, Scott?
How many do we have? That is a good question.
Okay.
We can scan the room for you. I'd say
If you want to hear all the chatter.
Well, I'm just curious if y'all still need help.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm probably gonna head there, but y'all can stay on and chat if y'all like. Good to see all of y'all. I'm gonna hand somebody the host.
Hey, I might drop there. They need help.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. They'll accept it. All right, good to see everybody. See y'all.
Thanks, Hunter.